All right. Hello, my Cornerstone leads, and Happy New Year. Yes, I'm going to try to get through this. My voice is gone, but this video is already delayed, so I felt I needed to do this and get this out for you guys. So bear with me tonight. As I posted on the Facebook group, we have a little bit of not a terrible situation, but a situation going on with our books. Last spring, after our book fair, I noticed that there was a Ruby Bridges book at the book fair, and I was like, oh, we're using that book for Cornerstone next year, not bearing in mind that there are multiple books around her, and so I had them get these for us with money we had earned from the book fair, thinking free books. And it's not the title, but I'm hoping for a couple things. I posted this one and the other two books, read alouds on YouTube onto our Facebook page. So if you have the time and the capacity, you could go through, see which one might be the best for your grade. And if you think this one works just fine, go ahead and use it. If you think one of the other two would work better, all you have to do is just email it to your teacher prior and say, hey, before I come in, could you have the setup fired, ready to go? And all of them have access to put it on their projectors so that the class can hear the story and give you a minute to prep your activity or whatever. With that, we also don't have very many copies of this, and as you can see, it is paperback, and most of our books habitually have been hardcover. So I am going to ask that we are very, very, very careful with these books, and also to preferably not check them out days prior to you reading. I would say maybe the night before, the day before is okay, as long as it's returned the next day once you have completed your lesson. So just want to keep in mind that others need the book and to not keep them too long. So okay, so with that, I'm sure many of us are familiar with Sweet Ruby Bridges and the story that she has lived through. So I am going to read this book and then kind of go through the activities and let you guys do your thing. So I am Ruby Bridges. I will bridge the gap between black and white, and hopefully between all people. I suppose some things in life are just meant to be. (1960). Before I started school, I wasn't thinking about who I would be when I grew up. What I was thinking about was how much I didn't even like my name. I thought Ruby was a name for little old ladies. It was much too old for someone my age. After all, I was only just turning 6. I'm told my grandmother chose this name Ruby for me. Well, that explains it. No wonder it's such an ancient name. But I so loved my grandmother. I thought I'll just have to live with it and try to grow into it. Surely I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So there I was, almost 6, born in 1954. I'm told that was a very important year because of the landmark case Brown versus Board of Education. That's when the court banned segregation in school. But all I knew then was my old name was Ruby Bridges. Oh boy, what's next? What a way to start school. Oh well, how bad can it be, I thought. It's not like I'll be the first Ruby in the world, just the youngest one. So off to school I go. It is a regular school with lots of other kids to play with. I make new best friends. Even my teacher is nice, and it's not hard at all. Surprisingly, it's easier than I thought it would be. I get lots of gold stars every day. Life couldn't be better. Then, just as things are going really well for me, surprise! I find out my parents have decided I'm switching schools to a better school, they say, with better opportunities. But first, I must take a test to get in. What are opportunities anyway, I thought, and why do I need them, especially if a test comes with them? But then I thought, I'm already getting gold stars, so how hard can it be? Besides, there is no turning back now. It's what my parents want for me. Opportunities. And guess what? Another gold star. I passed the test. Can you believe it? How lucky can an almost 6-year-old with an old lady name like Ruby be? I was about to find out because my mom said I would be starting at a brand new school the next morning and I had better behave. First day, no more walking to school with my best friends. There are 4 very tall men at the door to drive me to school, and they're white men. Who in the world are they? And who told them I needed a ride to school anyway? Federal marshals, they tell me, sent by the President of the United States. Federal marshals sent just for me? Wow, that must have been a very special test that I passed, because they said I'm the first. The first what? I thought. I didn't find out what being the first really meant until the day I arrived at this new school. Those 4 very tall white men, they escort me into the building past lots of screaming white people who line the streets outside the school. It really looks like Mardi Gras to me, but they aren't throwing any beads. What's Mardi Gras without beads? Once I get inside, I meet the new principal, and she's white too. I wasn't taken to my new classroom until the next day. Second day, when I arrive in my classroom, my new teacher opens the door and greets me. Hi, I'm Miss Henry, your teacher. Come in and take a seat, she says. And aren't I surprised because she is also white? I never had a white teacher before. And the biggest surprise of all, I am the only kid in the class. I didn't see any other kids at all, not one. That test must have been a lot harder than I thought. Why am I the only kid in my class? Not to mention the only kid in the whole school. And why didn't I see anyone who looks like me? And then that's when it hits me. I am not just the only kid, I'm the only black person here. I thought maybe I am the first. The first black kid in the school. So that's what they meant about me being the first. Finally, it all makes sense. Me, 6-year-old Ruby, the first black kid to go to this school, William Franz Elementary, a white school. When I asked my mom, she said, yes, it was an all-white school until the laws changed, when Brown versus Board of Education won their case in the Supreme Court. Now all black kids can go to any school they like alongside white kids. I, Ruby, being the first, helped to make that possible. And that's a good thing for black kids, for white kids too, for all kids once they finally get here. I just want to know one thing. When are they coming? Because I know they are just like me. Who cares what colors we are? I'm just happy Board versus Brown made it right. School is just school and kids are just kids. I'm sure they'll all show up soon enough. I can't wait. I guess being 6 with an old name like Ruby isn't so bad after all. I suppose some things in life are meant to be. I am Ruby Bridges, the first. Okay. So that is the story. Or this one at least. So again, feel free to watch the other two. This one would probably be really good for our younger kids. And then maybe some of the other ones might fit the bigger kids better. So, I have posted the lesson plan as usual on the Facebook page. So feel free to go and check that out and print it out. So all these things are going to be listed in there. Again, I wasn't thoroughly impressed in any of the extra stuff they had done. This year, they really haven't been posting very much. But kind of what I've noticed is the things they post, I've been able to find other things outside that were a little more like kid oriented, just graphic wise and stuff. And then you guys have been also able to find great things. So one of the first activities, very basic, it says it's good for K through 2, is a apple diversity. And so what you would need to do is go and buy 3 apples of different shapes and sizes. So like a big red apple, a small green apple, a medium yellow apple. And so you show the apples to the kids, say what are their differences on the outside, and you guys can list them and kind of talk about it. And then bringing a knife safely to the school. I don't know that a butter knife would work, but maybe an apple slicer, whatever you think you can deem safe. Cutting all 3 of the apples open and realizing that on the inside, the apples all look the same. So that it doesn't matter what we look like on the outside. People come in all different shapes, sizes, colors. That on the inside, we are all made the same. So I thought that was actually a really cute way to talk to our younger kids about differences on the outside versus inside. And so feel free to do that. There is a paper that I posted for an activity geared more towards grades 3 through 6 about stereotypes, biases, and prejudices. And so basically what you would do is show this paper. So there are 3 people on here. And it says, who is the astronaut, the farmer, and the mathematician? What is the reason for your choice? So there are 3 people here. Katherine Johnson, Jose Hernandez, and Jimmy Carter. And so kind of have the kids guess which one they think is the mathematician, which one is the astronaut, and which one is the farmer, and why they think that. Is it because of their clothes? Is it because of something else? A certain way they look? What gives you the thoughts as to why they are why you think they are that? And then it breaks it down here, kind of what all of them mean: stereotypes, prejudice, bias, discrimination. And then, so yeah, you can explain that to your kids and then kind of show them the answers. So that Katherine Johnson is the mathematician, Jose Hernandez is the astronaut, and Jimmy Carter is actually the farmer. So just kind of how we make assumptions based on how people look, and that those assumptions aren't always true. And then there's another really cute activity that I liked called, let me find it real quick, positive picket signs. So again, as Ruby Bridges walked into school, she was met with a lot of hostility and people with negative picketing signs at the school. And so the activity was to make mini picket signs that say positive things, right? And so you can do this a couple of different ways. Maybe cut out some pieces of cardstock, bring like coffee stirs or popsicle sticks or anything you happen to have laying around the house, and have the kids write something positive on their paper. Like, you can use terms from the last you know, the last few books that we've read, like be an upstander, be a bucket filler, help someone up, walking, you know, be compassionate, you know, kind of revisiting our past books that we've done to kind of reiterate all of those. And then you can have a whole bunch of little mini cute picket signs. I thought that was actually a really cute activity. That's something that K through 6 could do. And then, yeah. So, there are other things on here that I will let you guys read through and kind of decide which direction you want to take. In regards to a bulletin board this month, I'm really behind, you guys. This year has been a little crazy with me needing to work so much. And so I did get the Footprints bulletin board up. I started to do the 6th grade bulletin board from our first book, and I took an old one down and realized the butcher paper had faded, and I just have not been able to go in and do new butcher paper. So, I don't have any ideas right off the bat, and I am kind of okay skipping just to allow me some time to get ahead. However, if someone has an idea, or even bandwidth to help put one up, that would be awesome too. Otherwise, I hope to get that one up hopefully soon. Yeah. So anyways, and also I just want to check in and make sure that everyone finds these videos helpful to you. I don't know if it's just easier for you to take the material and run with it, or if these actually do help you to prepare. Drop a note below and let me know, and or how else I can better support you guys. So I know it's really hairy getting back from break, and everything is just moving so fast with conferences and stuff. So do your best. Please don't stress. I apologize. I probably should have put this video out in December, and just time got away from me. So anyways, as usual, I am thankful for you all. Thank you for doing this for our kids, and I will see you next month. Bye-bye.